Would you like to be on Hillbilly Broadcast? Of course you would. Who wouldn't? If you find yourself in that category of people, please feel free to go to anchor.fm/PhilSparks and send us a voice message, and we will play it on the show. You say, I'm more of an email guy or gal. Don't worry, we got you covered. Send an email to hillbillybroadcast@aol.com. You say, I don't like either of those options. I'm a Facebook-only individual. That's fine. Look us up on Facebook at Hillbilly Broadcast and send us something on Messenger. Well, you ask, Phil, what if I want to go the extra mile and I want to support you all? Well, I'm glad you asked that question because that is very, very easy. Go back to the first website I told you about, anchor.fm/PhilSparks, and you can support us on a monthly basis if you so choose. We love our audience, we love audience interaction, and we will read your messages or play them on the air.
Hello, this is Kanan Heskett from Hillbilly Broadcast. Just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to the men and women who've served this great country. We wanted to come out with a 4th of July tribute, and we all got so busy over the weekend celebrating the 4th of July that we were not able to actually get on and actually do a podcast. But we did want to just say thank you to everyone that has served. Sometimes around this time of year, I get to feeling very guilty, wishing that I would have served. And so I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that I do thank you so much. We love you. Hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend, and God bless.
A lot of times I think it's an underappreciated holiday. When we celebrate the 4th of July, we are celebrating this group of men that stepped out because they had guts of steel. We're going to put everything that we have on the line. Everything. And we're going to risk it because we have a dream that we can build something bigger and better than what we have right now. And the amazing thing about it is they succeeded. They beat the most powerful empire in the world at that time. A bunch of guys that started off as a ragtag army. Odds were severely against them. And these men stepped up and they signed this Declaration of Independence. And they said, we're done. We believe that we have the right to self-government, and we're going to try this new experiment, and we will run the show. The people will run the show, not some monarch, not the king, not King George III. It's going to be us doing this, and they pulled it off. So when I think about this day, and it's a very big day in our country, but I feel like even then, we don't appreciate it enough. The magnitude of what was put up for us, the strength, the valor of these men, I don't know that we could ever really comprehend. So I look at the 4th of July almost in awe. I'm impressed that we even have this holiday to celebrate. And I know they're not around anymore to hear me, but I just want to say thank you, gentlemen. We see what you did. We appreciate it. We love it. Thank you very much.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, buddy.
3, 2, 1.
Get ready, set, go.
Is this thing on? That was really, that was awkward. I could never get enough volume.
Or Valium.
There seems to be some, well, you keep posting stuff on Facebook wondering if I'm saying Valium or volume.
I do.
I'll take either one. Welcome to the Hillbilly Broadcast.
Hillbilly broadcast. Hey, I didn't hear the music this time. What happened?
You didn't hear it this time?
I did not.
It was pretty quiet.
Well, listen, dude,
That's
once I
okay.
get our equipment over here, you'll have to take your headphones off because I will be too much to handle.
All right, that sounds like a deal.
It's
We
not
got-
hard for you to hear anything in that homeless little cardboard box of yours, though, isn't it, Kanan?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
We actually have a story on that, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, cool.
We got a story, we got an update, a major update on the homeless situation.
Yeah, just a little sneak peek. The cardboard box somehow caught flames. And we'll get back
Yes.
in a little while.
Oh, jeez. We got half of us in West Virginia, half of us in Indiana. We got
Excuse me. We have 3/5 in West Virginia and 2/5 in.
2/5. The last time I drunk 2/5, I was in really bad shape for many, many hours.
Many hours.
Many hours. Me and Kanan did some things we're not proud of. Let's just put it that way.
Aww.
One time in the streets of
man.
Muncie, Indiana.
This last time in Muncie, Indiana. Dementia.
We have Missy here, otherwise known as the Red-Headed Wonder.
Aww.
There you go.
Thank you.
We got we got my brother John. He's the fireman. Yes, that's his name. Thank you, George Strait, for that for those wonderful lyrics. We got Mariah's in Indiana. She's the road rage queen. Yes.
You're so good.
Very
Kanan.
fitting name. Very.
And Kanan is a homeless man.
Kanan is a homeless man.
Kanan is a homeless man.
And what's nice about their relationship, Kanan doesn't have a car to where Mariah can road rage in, so it works out really nice. And I am Phil Sparks, otherwise known as the man who looks like he ate Scott Grover.
Oh man. Wow.
So me and John were talking about this over the weekend. John says he feels bad for that comment.
I do, because it came out before my brain was like, hang on, give it a second thought.
Let's be honest, John didn't feel bad about that comment.
He loves it.
Here's the thing, John. Here's the thing. I played off of that. I actually did. Phil told me all about that and what you had said, and he was dying laughing. So I think it was probably a couple hours later on the night. I wasn't talking about, what is his name,
Scott Grover.
Scott Grover, but I was talking about somebody else that Phil was talking about. And I felt so bad after I said it. I was like, he should have been expecting this because John has already said it, but I still felt horrible. so I'm like, half of the night I'm apologizing to him. What important topic are we going to get into today?
I'm glad you asked that. I had no topics. Let's that'll be it, guys. I really want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Podcast it was.
It was beautiful.
That was
Make
so
sure
perfect.
to send us your $100. That's your tithe, by the way. Send us your tithe.
Yeah, send us your tithe. We need it, and it's a good charitable cause.
I mean, beer and pretzels. That's a noble cause.
Beer and pretzels. Hey, I like beer and pretzels. Now, we're going to talk to Phil later on about this and tell him how disappointed we are in him about beer and
Now,
pretzels.
listen, you guys will bring up flashbacks that I won't be able to recover from.
Listen to you burping. We need to start talking about merchandise that we can start making.
If you want Hillbilly Broadcast merchandise,
Yes.
you're out of luck because we have no merchandise. So
Exactly.
suck it up and move on.
But you can still send us
Get it at
$10 for a t-shirt.
www.com.
1201.
What did you say? What did you
Nothing. He
say?
doesn't need to repeat it. I'm not
worry.
saying another number.
You'll hear it in post editing.
Okay.
Yes. What'd you say, John? If you want a
I said,
t-shirt,
if you want a t-shirt, send us $10. That's the cost of the t-shirt, but you get nothing in return.
Yes.
We'll still take your money.
Yeah.
There you go.
we'll take
There
your
you
money
go.
for a t-shirt, but you're getting jack
Hey,
squat.
if you would buy me a cricket, I can make our shirts.
We will take
That's
the
a
money.
good
Cricket.
point.
What's a cricket do?
It goes chirp, chirp.
Yeah, the cricket was something you heard around June that kind of made a weird noise around June time, you know?
I'm sorry. Let's try it again. Mariah, what is a cricket?
It's a machine that makes vinyls for shirts, hats, anything you want. Windows, bags.
That actually sounds pretty
whatever.
cool.
I think it does cups
Like
too.
I said, a cricket when I was a
Nobody
kid
asked you.
was one of those things that made some noise when you were a kid. You know what I'm saying?
1306. Nobody asked you. He's
What
asking
kind of noise was that? Like a
Leroy, he's
yes.
out of control.
Leroy Lindell.
Did you hear? He's like, know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Oh my gosh! Oh, dude. Yeah, that would actually be cool. I'm guessing these are probably like what, $500-600 printers.
They're only like 200.
Oh
really?
my, that's pocket change.
Let's go. I make that.
Pocket change for the homeless man.
That is enough money for you to make on the street corner, Kanan.
Yeah, true that.
Right there on the street of Mussy.
That's not including tips neither, son.
Depending on how good of a product you have is what kind of tip you'll get.
Ew.
Jeez.
So anyway,
like we were saying-
how do we get back? How do we get back? That's what I want to know here.
Dude, I am dreading editing this podcast.
How do we get back? That's all I want to know, man.
How much your guys' score?
I need directions.
I tell you how
to
you
get
guys.
back.
I tell you how you guys get back is read the Bible. That's how you get back.
Well, I tell you what. We was on the topic of last weekend being 4th of July weekend, and somehow we're talking about prostitute painting. I have no idea how this happened, but this is where we're at. This is the world we live in now.
Oh, the heights from which we have fallen. If there is a prostitute out there, please hit up my brother-in-law. He would love to have a girl in his life.
And if you're a prostitute and you love the show, please send us an email or consider signing up for a monthly membership.
We would love to take a look at it. I mean, read your messages.
Oh my God!
Just kidding. It's called a joke, y'all. Okay. Anyways.
Oh man, facial
We have
expressions.
got to go somewhere with this
Facial
podcast.
expressions make this podcast worth doing.
Cannon, you have no idea how funny it is when you get in trouble.
Mariah, you just look at him so hateful.
Funny for you guys.
You know, that's maybe I'll keep that.
Keep that comment to yourself.
I'll leave that comment where it's placed.
Obviously, everybody has seen Brittany Spears being in the news, correct?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Well, John doesn't listen to the news.
I don't follow the news. I don't follow the weather. I just get up in the morning. I'm like, this sucks.
He goes in the morning and just goes into his day. Well, unfortunately, we've all been having to see this stupid Brittany Spears. What's it, a conservatorship? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, conservatorship. Yeah.
So what does that mean? First of all, is that somebody does that mean the court appointed somebody to take care of her money?
I am going to have to look this up.
I think it's something about how you're deemed like not a very good manager of your own money, I think. So she has
Well,
someone.
not only is it money, but she's not allowed to leave her house without asking her dad. She can't see her kids without asking her dad. She can't go into public. She can't meet other people. She can't do anything without the permission of her dad.
Are you
Wait a minute,
serious?
how do you know all this?
Because I read things.
She's a researcher by trade, okay? She does her job well.
No, I'm very impressed that
can't
she
hear.
knows all this, but like, daggone, like, what did this woman do that she cannot see her own kids without asking
That's
her dad
what
for
I'm wondering.
permission?
She couldn't get sober.
She shaved her head.
Why?
She crazy.
Yeah, so as it turns out, Mariah was very correct. She hit it perfect, spot on. According to the actual definition of it, it's
Of course I'm correct.
hey.
Modest, are we?
So a conservatorship is legally defined as a court case where a judge appoints an individual organization called a conservator to take care for someone who cannot care for themselves or who cannot own their own or manage their own finances.
So that
It's basically like a power of attorney for somebody who's still well living.
So it's basically for some dumb.
Exactly.
1856.
Well, I don't necessarily it's someone for who's a dumb, but basically, I think it's for someone who doesn't make good choices in life. I guess.
But how bad do your choices have to be that a judge says you
I mean,
can't?
obviously they were pretty bad for her to get to get denied again. Because he denied her again just now, like
But
recently.
that's what I don't understand. Like, okay, if you're supporting Al Qaeda or something like that, I get it. But what did she do wrong?
I think, like Mariah said earlier, she just couldn't get clean.
She's made enough bad choices to let her consequences follow her.
Yes, and besides that, I just want to point out that she's a whore.
But have you seen her boyfriend? Let's just talk about her boyfriend for a second. She does have a hot boyfriend.
Who is it?
I don't know, but he's good
Pee Wee
looking.
Herman.
He's good looking. I will send you pictures. You're going to be like, whoa.
I couldn't care less about her boyfriend.
Now, wait a minute. Are you sending pictures of her boyfriend or Brittany Spears? If it's her boyfriend, I'm not interested.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Listen. If you guys get to look at her boyfriend, we get to look at Britney Spears. That's only fair.
You go ahead. She's a
only
psycho
fair.
crazy.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho.
And nice you screaming.
So according to what it says online, this thing also lasts for an entire year.
Yes.
So,
Well,
like,
hers has been going for multiple years.
Oh, has it really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, obviously I don't keep up with the news.
Well, this has
So,
been
like,
going on.
not-
She officially started fighting for her rights in like 2018.
Oh, my word.
90
She's been fighting for quite a while.
90 days before this 1 year is up, then the attorney can submit it to the court again to get it extended for another year. So obviously she hasn't cleaned up her act.
Well,
Well, obviously. Well, not only that, but I mean, like, he's obviously a big enough douchebag that he's stolen like $5 million from.
oh, you know he has. You put a family member in charge of that kind of wealth.
Her own dad. Well, here's the thing, though. If you were her dad, wouldn't you do the same thing? I mean, goodness, it's $5 million. I mean, you know?
And what it says,
I feel sorry for your children, Kaden.
and what it said,
Yeah, me too.
My children will be broke when I'm their dad. Or if I'm their dad.
so what it,
I am their dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know anymore.
I am their dad.
so what it said online was like her dad was granted this conservatorship or whatever it's called, however you pronounce it. And soon as that was granted, he fired her longtime attorney.
Oh.
So you know exactly what's going on there.
You know exactly what's happening.
I'm sweating like a horse.
It's hot.
Wow, it's hot in this place.
It's harder than a devil's butthole in here.
Wow.
Hotter than a devil's crotch.
What I meant to bring this up for was a Fox News article, and the article was all about, I guess her dad's name is Jamie Spears, okay?
No, that's his sister. That's her sister.
What's the dad's name?
No, I think, isn't the dad's name
Pedro
Jamie?
Spears.
No, and then the daughter's name is Jamie
Yeah,
Lynn. I think
For
it is.
here
Jamie
on out,
Lynn
we
is
know
the
it's
sister.
Pedro.
So what's the dad's name? James
Parnell.
James Parnell. Now there's a name. James Parnell Spears. Okay, so anyways, Fox News writes an article about James Spears just because he was seen in public.
Really?
What?
That's all the article was about.
Wait a minute. I'm in public all the time, and nobody ever writes about me.
Nobody cares about you.
Well, that's just rude.
Well, they've wrote about all your
You don't have
arrests.
billions of dollars.
How do you know?
Oh, trust me, honey, I'd find it by now. You're bad at hiding money.
Everybody knows that I don't have billions.
That's pretty much public information.
Why would they write something? Why would they make a news article over just because he was seen in public?
That's honestly why I wanted to bring up this whole conversation, because to me, the Britney Spears thing, whatever, it's pop culture. I don't really care. But the fact that Fox News felt it was warranted enough that just because her dad was out in public, that they had to write a whole article and post it in. Okay, when you start scrolling down through Fox, you might see like what, 20 articles. They felt it was big enough to put on the 20 articles that they have on the front page of their website. That
like literally nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I don't care.
The dude might have been out. He's probably at Walmart, whatever. He was getting himself, some bologna, and it was like, oh look, we seen James Spears in public. But that just makes me wonder, like, what is this? What is this complex that we put on famous people to where we would care that much that one of the biggest news agencies in the country.
I like what you said. I like what you said when you said famous people, because I've honestly thought that same thing. Like, why is it that we give famous people so much attention, man, to where when they come out in public, and this isn't the first time, dude. This is multiple actors, singers, that they feel like it needs to be front page news that they have come out of their house to smell some roses. It's like, goodness gracious, like,
It's because of news articles like that. That's why they try to make it such a big deal.
I guess. It's just irritating because it's like, man, you guys are no better than anybody else. You guys just make a lot more money doing absolutely shit.
Yes. And you think about it. So just because somebody becomes a famous musician, or they show that they can kick a soccer ball or they can play basketball like LeBron James, all of a sudden they are supposed to be one of the driving forces, of our cultural life. It's like, listen, man, just because you can play basketball, that doesn't mean you know jack squat about politics or culture or anything like that. Why are we all of a sudden supposed to give you this humongous platform?
It turns into this whole thing of just because they're popular, they're supposed to be the spokesman.
I don't want to take any advice from somebody that dribbles a basketball or sings a pretty tune for my political advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys don't. I'm sorry. Yes, you guys may have started out small, but you guys don't live in the real world anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Like,
you guys do absolutely nothing and make millions of dollars, while us actual hardworking people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Am I making sense?
What do they have in common with the average Joe? I hate to say it like that, but it's true, because they're the ones that have to deal with paparazzi. They have to deal with the ones that they make too much money. I mean, like, that the average person doesn't have that at all.
Yeah, no, and I'm not hating on the rich. I'm really not. I've never worked for a poor person yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm in the construction industry, so I've never worked for a poor person yet, so I don't mind the rich people. But it's like, man, as somebody that, dribbles a ball or catches a ball or sings or acts, it's like, I really don't want to hear from you politically, or really anything else for that matter, because you all don't live on the same level as we do.
Right. It's all about attention.
It sure
is. Yeah, it's true.
Well, listen to this. Here's where I admit that I'm a hypocrite, okay? I will agree with you. But then I adore Charlie Daniels and Ted Nugent, mainly because of their political beliefs.
Yes, I agree with you, and I see what you're saying.
Well, there's nothing wrong with agreeing with somebody, but, I mean, they shouldn't use social media for political views, I guess I should say.
Here's the thing. I really like Kurt Russell, because Kurt Russell has actually talked about this, and Kurt Russell is actually a really big conservative, but he even says himself, he says, I don't feel as actors and as celebrities we should get out there and really start just blasting our political views, because he pretty much said, we don't live on the same level as the actual hardworking American person. And I really admired that. I was like, wow, that's really true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I get what you're saying.
I really do admire Charlie Daniels and Ted Nugent. I mean, I really do love them for that. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, I do kind of like how, Kurt Russell was just like, as celebrities, we probably should stay out of it, because we don't feel it the way they feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, our hurts and our like even our dreams and our aspirations and our struggles are totally different than those of someone who is popular in the everyday world. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I'll tell you this. Okay, so I hate it when a left-wing celebrity comes out and you know, goes to town on it. But like with Uncle Ted, okay, even though what Kurt Russell said is great, and if you're doing this purely for, like, if a guy really wants to succeed, he shouldn't touch politics because it automatically alienates half your base.
Sure.
Oh, it does.
But
it does.
Honestly, with Ted Nugent, I listen to him. He makes some of the most compelling arguments I've ever heard for defense of the Second Amendment and stuff like that. So really, why I'm bringing this up is I wrestle with myself because I am a hypocrite on this subject. Whenever
let me say this, and this may make a little bit more sense. In 2015 and 2016, I would have probably said, hey, I don't want no celebrities talking politics. I'm talking conservative or liberal. But now there are so many, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like there are so many celebrities out there that are trash talking and down, you know, the conservative wing. I'm almost at the point now to where I'm like, okay, you guys have obviously shared your opinions. It's time that we share ours. So now in 2021, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's a free-for-all. If you guys want, if you're conservative and you want to go out there and blast it, please do, because we need somebody to.
Yeah, so you guys know I don't get into politics a whole lot. I'm just not a fan of it. However, this is my stance when it comes to this. Is you get people, you know, that a lot of your, you know, your celebrities and that kind of thing, and especially when they are liberals, and they come out and they're talking, you know, all this political stuff, pushing their political views. The thing is those views, most of them have no grounds. There's no way to back them up. And their agenda, I still don't understand, because I just don't know what their end game is. You know, like there's no logical reason for what they're pushing. Now, when you go to the flip side and you look at conservatives, you know, like Ted Nugent and like how Charlie Daniels was, those guys are true patriots. And when they make an argument, the reason why it is so compelling is because they hit you with the facts. They have those, they do their research. And so whenever they make an argument, they're like, hey, this is the way that I believe, and this is the evidence to back up the reason why. And so I don't think it's hypocritical whatsoever. And here's something that's kind of a specific issue. It's obviously a big issue, especially for, you know, those of us who live in West Virginia. I mean, but it's all across the country. You know, we love our guns. I mean, that's just part of the American way of life. And so here, this is more specific than what you know, I like to get into. However, when you look at the issue of guns and the Second Amendment, okay, so the liberals are pushing to try to get rid of guns, and the thing that they try to throw out is, oh, it'll cut down on crime, you know, it'll cut down on gun violence and that sort of thing. But what's their real reasoning behind it? Because when somebody comes at you, whether they just got their fists, whether they're trying to run over you with a car or they have a gun or a knife, whatever type of weapon they're coming at you with, what's the first thing that you do? You pick up your phone and you call a man with a gun to come protect you. Right. You know, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're trying to push this. If you don't want a gun, if you don't like guns, don't own one. But you also want this country to be a free country. You want to be able to marry whoever you want. You want to be able to go wherever you want to go, eat whatever you want to eat, drink, smoke pot, whatever you want to do. And that's fine. You know, I mean, we are founded as a free country. You know, but if you truly want it to be a free country, then let me have my guns and you don't have one. You know, it just, you do your thing and I'll do mine. Like there's no reason, you know, that just because they don't like guns that I should have to give up mine.
It's all about control. They want to control what you're doing.
And I think, so maybe I'm willing to say this. I'm fine with you voicing your political beliefs as long as they're reasonable. But when
or at least educated.
Yes.
At least educate yourself on what you're going to talk about.
Exactly right, because there are educated liberals that I could sit and enjoy my time with. Now, we disagree. We'll strongly disagree, but I could actually enjoy sitting and talking to them and having a good conversation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes,
I was talking to one of my patients last night, and he's one of those old-timey Democratic West Virginia people, and he was really talking about how he never talks politics with people, but he said, for some reason, I just feel like I can talk politics with you. And I told him, I said, because, one reason why is you have a mutual respect for each other and you're willing to sit there and listen to both sides of the argument. When you start having just like one side of it and then you're like belligerent about not listening to anybody else and you're going to be all mean and hateful about it, I'm willing to be wrong about something, and that's why I love politics, to discuss about it, even church stuff. Let's talk about it, because there is a possibility that I have viewed it as something that's completely opposite of what it actually is. So when you're open to be wrong about something, that really helps to broaden your horizons about things.
Well, you can definitely learn, by listening to other sides and actually having an open mind and trying to learn. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is that they only want the conservatives to be an open mind and to understand what you're saying. But heaven forbid we ask someone else to be an open mind about what we have to say.
It definitely
you're a hypocrite. You're a homophobe. You're this. You're that. How dare you question us?
It definitely feels that way. They definitely want to they want to say what they want to say, and we need to have the open mind. But then if we start trying to talk or whatever and start trying to explain, they
get offensive.
They'll literally cover their ears. It's happened. It's been on video. They'll cover their ears and start making all kinds of rackets so they can't hear you. And it's like, well, how are you supposed to learn if you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, how stupid is that?
Exactly the statement that I was getting ready to make that Mariah said there. Where did it change? Where we can't disagree anymore, where you can't agree to disagree. If somebody doesn't agree that pot should be legal, but yet I do, okay, well, we disagree. But why should I have to hammer on them and even take it to the point of physical violence against them because they have a different view? Let's
and we could even take this another way, not even just politically, but even like in the church. There's people who won't agree to disagree because they're so stubborn.
It's true. It's either their way or the highway, and they won't take any other. They won't be open-minded.
Yeah, at all. Like if we was all the exact same, every human thought the exact same, all liked the same stuff, had the exact same hobbies. Life would be so boring. It's that diversity is what makes it great.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I was talking to one of my co-workers about it, and she said, people always say they don't like to see color, and I told them, and it was kind of almost like one of those, you have to hear me out before it makes sense. I love seeing color. I love being a redhead. I love that my husband has dark hair. There's certain things that I love that makes us unique individuals and make us a different people. And whenever people say they don't like to see color, I get that to a point, but whenever you start talking about, I'm talking about treating people differently. Okay, when you start looking at color as how you're supposed to treat people, that's a no-no. I think what makes us, like some people, like my friend, she loves that she's married to a dark-skinned guy, and that is what she likes. I like that I'm married to a dark-eyed, dark-haired man. That's what I like. So when it comes to different things, what makes us differently.
Yeah, I agree with, I don't want to see color. I agree with that only to the point of where one race should not have any rights over top of the other. We're all equal in every form. Yep. However, I do want to see color because I want you to be proud of your nationality. Be proud to be who you are. I'm proud to be who I am. Yes. I don't care, where you're from, what country you're from, and what race you are. Be proud to be who you are, but don't hate on another person for being proud of their race either. We're all equal. You know?
Yes, we're all equal.
So yeah, I agree with that. I don't want to see color when it comes to having rights over top of you. But other than that, absolutely, be proud of it.
And you know something that you guys had talked about there a little bit ago, how they want, excuse me, they want the conservatives to be open-minded. Well, I'll tell you this, and I'm not exactly conservative. There's a lot of things that I'm different on, but I got to where I am because I am open-minded. I took all the facts into consideration, and this is where I landed because it's the most logical landing spot for me. So therefore,
yes,
you know, I have been open-minded. I continue to be, and it always brings me back to this same position that I'm in right now. Let's take it around the table. Miss, do you have anything that you want to say on closing this baby up?
Nope, I just love you guys. Thank you to all our listeners and the hate mail that we have received. There's a few messages we still have to go over. But if you want to send us some hate mail or anything, please send it to Phil's email.
Hillbillybroadcast@AOL.com.
And or our Facebook Messenger. You can message it to Kanan, Mariah, Jonathan.
You can also message it to the Hillbilly Broadcast on Facebook. We're also there.
Yes, so just let us know that you want it to be on air.
Even if you love the show, if you just want to make up some kind of hate mail, and sooner then we'll make fun of you.
We will make fun.
Yes,
We will.
Yes. If you're just feeling bad about good about yourself, and you want to be feeling bad, then we can help you do that.
That's exactly right.
Any more hate mail?
And Trailer Trash Barbie, I know she had some things she wanted to say. I'm sorry I misunderstood what you were saying about the going over to people's houses and then being called a dog later. I really apologize. Hey, you know, I messaged her and told her that I was blonde that moment.
You were, and we all saw it.
I'm so glad, and you did not make me feel bad. Thank you.
We did. So bad, y'all.
Have we gotten any more hate mail or no?
No, I don't think we've got anything else.
Yeah, we have the messages from Jake. We have to go
Jake
over.
Sloan's been filling us up. Good Lord.
Dude, we're going to have to go over some of that because that's just some funny stuff.
I actually got a clip of him singing. We definitely got to play next time.
Oh, absolutely. We need to play that over the air, too.
Yes. Also, if you happen to have deep pockets and you would like to support us, you can go to anchor.fm/PhilSparks, and you can basically send whatever you think the show is worth. And when I say that, we will not send you money, so it can't be worth that little. But if you desire...
Well, what it would do is it would actually help us all get together and actually do these podcasts, you know, live and together.
There's many ways this could help out. So if you decide that that's something you want to do, that's an option for you.
That's just one of many ways.
Just want to give us your money. Give it now.
Also, if you would like to... if you would be interested in getting merchandise and stuff like that, let us know. Send us your ideas for t-shirts, for shirt emblems, like Hillbilly Broadcast.
Fresh merch.
Yes.
Fresh merch.
It would be awesome to be able to give that to each one of our listeners. If you let us know, we can hook you up and just...
Send them. Send it now.
Yes. Give us some advice.
Send it out. Do it. Do it now.
Lord, dude.
Say yes.
Snapback.
Smells like a dead fish.
Oh, man.
Something crawled up Jonathan's butthole and died.
So Jonathan's already gave his closing statement. Let me try again.
I already sent in what I think the podcast
Is worth
a
fart.
Yes. And he sent it in through mail. You got anything you want to add, sir?
I just added it. We're good.
He added it. Kanan, you good?
I think we're good, my man.
Mariah, what about you?
I think we're good.
All right, let's not forget, thank you to Anchor.fm for sponsoring the show. Don't forget you can see us on August the 7th at Lurch Fest in Philippi, West Virginia. And if that's it, I guess we'll sign off. And we love y'all.
Peace.
Peace. We'll see you next time on the Hillbilly Broadcast.
Peace.